All right, so moving on. Let's go to the general. We have Page of Cups, Two of Swords, Hermit. Now, generally speaking, some of you might be getting some form of romantic message or opportunity. Now, with the Two of Swords next to it, you might not necessarily want to engage just yet. It feels like you're not ready. There's this desire to kind of keep inward with the Hermit and be by yourself. That's the vibe I get. There's two quiet cards, two cards that the Hermit isn't blinded. The Hermit kind of just, goes up on his own. He's focused on learning, on wisdom. He also is a card of isolation for the time being. He's definitely introspective. With this Two of Swords, I feel like you're distancing yourself from your emotions and just considering your thoughts. And with the Two of Swords, I feel like you're indecisive. So you might have to spend a lot of time thinking about this opportunity that's come up. It's most likely, it's an offer that can bring up emotions, or it is something I feel like that you want to hear because it is the Page of Cups. But at the same time, you're not ready to give a response, is what I'm getting. Some of you might be thinking about a younger person as well. Maybe education is a big factor this month. If you have children, for instance, there's a possible story here about where that child will be going when it comes to school and education. And again, it's as if you're thinking about the possibilities with them or even for them. That'll be for some. For the majority, I do see some form of emotional message that you're not ready to respond to or deal with. It's like you don't know what to say in return just yet. I'll go to these after. With love, we have the Seven of Swords, Temperance, Six of Swords. So you got two swords on the outside and water on the inside. I usually see Temperance as water, the mixing of energies. So it could be this month, you could be doing a lot of internal work, internal thinking. Your mental activity could be on the higher end, which is not out of the norm for Geminis, I think. At the same time, too, with the Six of Swords, there is this need to move forward to a more peaceful place. Some of you might be traveling. If not traveling, then again, I feel like this is moving towards a rocky situation into a calmer one and seeing better things on the horizon. And with Temperance next to it, again, I feel like it emphasizes moving forward to a calmer place. Temperance is a calm energy, a soothing energy for me. It's also one of balance, usually balancing of emotions. I feel like you might be trying to keep that in check. As you move forward, it might not be a completely easy transition with Temperance here, I feel, because Temperance sometimes for me goes back and forth and is trying to find that perfect balance and figure things out. So it might be a little bit of a process to get to the energy of the Six. And you are, moving away from the Seven of Swords, a card of betrayal, deceit, being unable to trust others around you. So I feel like you're recovering from this and you're leaving this energy behind, and you're kind of stepping away from anyone who you feel is surrounded by this deceptive energy. The overall message for the month, we have the Five of Wands and the Three of Cups. Five of Wands is one of those cards of conflict, but I'm actually getting fun here. I'm getting aggressive fun here with the Three of Cups. You might be engaging a lot with others. You might be focused on having fun with your friends, socializing, things like that, and not taking anything too seriously. That's what I feel. It feels playful with the Five of Wands next to the Three of Cups in this instance. Now, some of you might be having conflict with friends, relatives, or just people that are nearby. But for the majority, I do think that there's just playful banter type energy for the month, which is interesting because I do see this quiet side here where you don't really want to consider or at least delve deep into your emotions. But that could also just have add to the fact of, yes, focusing on friendships, on having fun, but not getting in too deep in any sort of situation. All right, so let me see if I want to clarify anything. I'm not going to do one card for each. Actually, first I want to draw one love stamp. Okay. I like this one. Passion. So if you're in a relationship, and even if you're not, it's very possible that you might meet someone that sparks a little fire, that you have sexual chemistry with, that you have common interest, and there's definite, obviously, passion between the two of you. I mean, this says passion and fireworks still sparks, yeah, still sparks in your love life. So that's nice to see. If you're not with anyone currently, then as I said, you could potentially meet someone, and that could have to do with the overall energy of moving on to something that's a bit more emotionally stable, and again, feels like a more positive outlook of the future. So, and that could be due to the fact that you have some form of passion and chemistry with another person. All right, let's see. Page of Cups. Normally I riffle shuffle, but I don't feel like it. So the Page of Cups definitely does feel like some form of communication, because we have the Knight of Swords, who is one of my bigger communication cards. It represents air. So I do feel like you are talking to someone. It's possible that this is an emotional connection, but as I said, there is some level of trying to distance yourself, possibly because you've had either a relationship or you have a history with someone, so you don't quite trust them, and that could be what this is about. Now, this is supposed to be general, but it could be that general wants to talk about love a little bit as well. Clarifiers to these two here, this energy here, we have the King of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Pentacles. So someone may be actually reaching out to you with a job opportunity. This is a committed job. By that I mean like a staff position, and this might be a promotion of some kind with the Ace of Pentacles. And the King of Swords couldn't be the person who's providing the opportunity. And of course, because it's swords and represents air, it could be you. It could represent your energy as well. But I actually think this might be another person who's giving you an offer that's most likely tied to work. They want you to commit to a business opportunity and give you like a contract. There might be some nice bonus, or the package itself feels like something you would want to take. Now, and this could be what you're thinking about, you're thinking heavily about. For some reason, I still get the vibe that you don't want to be emotional about it. I'm not particularly sure why, but that's what I get. All right, so let me actually just get one on the Five of Wands and the Three of Chalices. Ooh, okay, it's a devil. And this, although there's some work stuff there, the love could be dominant in December. We got another card of passion. I mean, this is the devil and it has other meanings. But when I look at this being the overall for the love, using the Oracle deck, and this devil here, which is incredibly passionate, sexual encounters, or just increasing the passion in your relationship, or meeting someone who sparks this fire, could be the main theme of the month. And again, there's this, not so much friends with benefits, but there's this non-committal energy surrounding love, where it's just about fun and being relaxed. Even though the Five of Wands there, I feel like it adds to the fun, and it's not a stressful, conflict-driven Five of Wands. Okay, so do I want to Sorry for the pause. I'm just kind of deciding things as I go along. You are the first sign that I'm reading. Let me get one for the Seven of Swords. In terms of love, you're perhaps becoming very clear with someone and you're receiving clarity. This is like truth and lies coming out. So there's nothing more to hide between you and another person. Or you're being clear on what it is you want. You don't want any bullshit from anyone. And let me just get one for the Six of Swords. Oh, okay. I'm still going to get one for the Six of Swords. And I took two. All right, so the Nine of Wands actually came out reversed. I always say I don't like looking at reverse cards. I'm going to show it upright, but I am taking the reversed vibe where I feel like it emphasizes the fact that temperance, again, is about keeping yourself balanced, and you're coming out of energy where you felt just hurt. You're wounded in the Nine of Wands. You know, you've been through something that was tough to deal with, but you made it through, because the Nine of Wands usually, despite all the trauma that this person experiences, they're still standing. So you are still standing and you're putting yourself back together, possibly quickly as well, or at least more quickly than you had anticipated, which is a good thing. Now, the two that I pulled out for the Six of Swords is the King of Wands and the Lovers. So again, I get this vibe of passion, sexual chemistry. This can be a new person if you're not in a relationship, fiery energy, or this can be your current partner. And again, you and your partner are more intertwined with each other, are exploring each other, and engaged in some, well, fun sexual activity. That's the nice way to say it, I guess. You might actually, because this is the clarifier to the Six of Swords, how can I disregard this? You might be moving forward and taking a trip with your partner, or someone, it could be someone new and you decide to take a trip with them, and it can be very romantic while you two are together. Some of you might be talking about moving in together as well. So that is what I have for you guys. Oh, you know what? This is how you can tell I'm just doing things. I had a request for this oracle deck I don't use very often, because I'm not going to lie, it's not my favorite, which is blasphemy probably to the majority, but Romance Angels, I do have it. And let's draw one for love. Healing family issues. So I do feel like this could be adding to this recovery vibe that you're going through with your partner. You may have had disagreements with their family or just them. And again, it's all about healing and communicating directly with the Ace of Swords here. So I think this will be a positive month where things feel like it's finally going in a positive direction. It only took a year. All right, so by far not the most exciting trio coming up to the holidays. I know, you're probably eye-rolling. However, I always like to say it could be worse, so I'll take what I get. Anyway, with the World and the Seven of Wands here, you might feel like on some level this week you have to stand your ground. You have to be defensive. Maybe you're protecting yourself or somebody else. You got people coming at you, and if you look at this little poor character's face, he's a little bit like concerned and upset at once. It's, in a way, there's a defiance here, and I'm looking at their feet because it seems so strange. It just their boots off, but anyway, they have this fascinating expression. They're obviously in conflict against all these other people below, but they are standing their ground. But just overall, you might find yourself defending a situation, another person, or just yourself this week. And it could be from several people. For others of you, perseverance could be the key word this week. You're just like, you're making it through. Maybe the previous week was a bit difficult, and this one kind of follows in last week's footsteps. But you persevere, as I said. You can take anything on and keep on trekking at the top of that little Sunday hill. I mean, there's a cherry right there. With the World beforehand, I do feel like, in a way, it's you against the world. Oh, that's how it might feel towards That's how you might be perceiving it, like everyone's against you for a particular reason. And with the Hermit here, which, did I just turn it upside down? Interesting. All right, I'm gonna put it right side up, but acknowledge the fact that I had it flipped over, and you could be, let's say towards the end of the week, maybe if you spent a lot of time thinking, a lot of time being internal and assessing a situation, figuring stuff out, maybe even you were studying a lot, and on some level this represents the fact that you're coming out of it. You've made all the assessments, you've thought about the process long enough, you thought about the situation to death, where you know what you need to do and the answers are there. So you might be getting clarity by the end of the week, and will no longer be in a place, for instance, where you feel like you need to go within. I feel like by the end of this week and the following week, you'll feel like coming out of this hermit mode as opposed to going into it. And in a way, I'm seeing it as like maybe you were working yourself up to the fact that you have to go against certain people or express your ideas and feelings, etc. with the Seven of Wands here. But with the Hermit, you know, being in reverse, and it's like, you know what, I'm ready, doing battle. I'm gonna take it all on. I'm capable, and I feel like that's your attitude, at least by the end of the week, moving on to the following week, which is the week of December 25th. December 25th. Overall outcome, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. And, you know, honestly, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles can be your energy this week. This is a card that's very often represents myself. And it could represent you. I know it's Earth dominant. That does not matter. This week, you could feel, again, the confidence. The confidence is there. You're feeling grounded. You have stability on your mind. You're feeling capable. Your focus might be on work and money as well with the Queen of Pentacles. There is just this overall sense of groundedness in your personality that I'm feeling, and it could be because you're coming out of the Hermit stage, and again, you're ready to sort of face the world again, whatever that might mean to you. And deal with situations, because you're done with, again, assessing. Now, the Seven of Pentacles does say that it may have taken a long time to get here. And on some level, with this card as like an outcome, I feel like you're looking at what you've done, looking at what you've accomplished, the way the situations currently are, and you're seeing things start to manifest. Because I actually like this version of the Seven of Pentacles, because here, you know, they're like halfway out the ground. So you see something happening, and she's pondering. And in a way, I think she's pondering, how long will it take for the seeds to fully, you know, come out from the ground and manifest? And I also think that, like, the way I traditionally see the Seven of Pentacles, that you will be considering, is it still worth putting the energy into something because it's taking so long? That could be a major factor this week in your mind, in your life, just things taking quite some time. You're obviously seeing, again, the efforts start to bear fruit. It could just feel like it's going at a snail's pace, where you're almost like, is it really happening? Is it enough? You know, if I keep pushing forward, will it really manifest and come through for me? That's what I'm getting. All right, so I'll get a couple of clarifiers, as usual. Let's get one on the Seven of... I missed that one, okay. I think it was the Ace of Wands. So let's just say that you could have new projects, new creative ideas this week overall. Queen of Swords. Now, this could be another person that's impacting your life. I do often see the Queen of Swords as a mother figure, an older woman for the most part, but of course it could represent like another air person, or someone who you might consider very intellectual, but at the same time, the type of friend that you go to for the cold, hard truth. Maybe there's a situation with this person that you're wondering if it's worth, you know, pursuing, or you're just kind of, again, seeing how things further develop, because you do see progress. It's just slow progress. On the other hand, this can be an alternate side of your personality. You are a Gemini, so this could be, you know, whether or not it's worthwhile to, again, continue to wait for this to come up from the ground or to cut it off at the root because it's just not doing well enough for you. I'm getting that as well. So, and maybe on some level there's a situation that's tied to the past. This can either be a past person or, again, that's you using logic and reason to analyze the past, whether a situation is worth going back into, whether that's romantic or not. All right, so let's get... Let's get one. 7 of Wands. What do we have here? Okay, 8 of Swords. So this sort of energy here where it almost feels like you against the world could be leaving you feeling trapped and anxious, and you kind of just want to get away from it. But at the same time, I feel like you're confronting it and you're dealing with your anxiety because maybe on some level you feel like you have to, you have no other choice, you can't wait any longer. But some anxiety is creeping up this week. Let me just get one card that represents how these things will unfold for you overall. Even though that's the purpose of the other deck. I'm just curious. All right, so we have the 6 of Pentacles. I like how happy everybody is in this deck. It could be, all right, so aside from the fact that there are some troubles this week in terms of you feeling like you have to defend yourself or a situation and it's making you a bit anxious, I feel like it will resolve itself. Their balance will be restored in some way. This could be tied to work. Your finances will be in order as well. And if you're having conflict with other people, for instance, if these are two people that you're fighting with, let's just say, and maybe it's due to money, I feel like everyone reaches a resolution by the end of it where, again, everyone feels justified and content with how the situation is resolved. There's a fairness there.